Hello, this is David from CenTrak, and in this video we're going to discuss the Impinj extension to CenTrak Omni that gives us the possibility of monitoring and tracking passive tags in CenTrak Omni. Just to summarize the various interfaces that we have in Omni for tracking of tags and different types of tags. So here on the left side we've got our active RTLS systems, whether it be Elpas or CenTrak. And on the right side, we have the possibility of tracking passive tags. These are tags with antennas but without batteries. So on the top, we've got the Impinj, which we'll discuss in a moment. And on the bottom is our Wiegand interface that is used in the Elpas system that can be connected to various passive readers as well as biometric readers, and that send the card reads via a Wiegand 26 interface. So these are the two options. We interface with the Impinj, and we also have the WIF, the Wiegand interface. So regarding the Impinj, so we support the Speedway readers, and we get to it through the API from Impinj, which essentially communicates with those readers using the low-level reader protocol, LLRP. And as you can see, each Impinj reader can support a number of antennas, up to 32 antennas. So you can define within CenTrak Omni up to 32 locations for this one reader. And of course, you can track these EPC Global UHF Class 1 tags. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. The applications that we have, of course, could be the asset tracking, access control, basically presenting a card or walking up to a passive reader and having a door unlock, real-time inventory. We'll discuss a little bit more in greater detail. Patient wandering, so that if you've got a bracelet, let's say, that locks on to a wrist, then that contains a passive element, then you can alert if that bracelet arrives at a door, if the door is equipped with a reader, with a passive reader from Impinj, let's say. The advantages of passive, of course, and low-cost tags, and there are various different configurations, mechanical configurations of these tags to support things like metallic surfaces, etc. The limitations are that, again, the passive reader only reads within a certain range, of course, because the reader is providing the tag with the energy, and it only can read to a limited range of up to maybe 2 or 3 meters. And the tags do not transmit or tamper when the tag is removed. Again, the tag is not transmitting without being exposed to the reader. Also, the readers tend to be slightly more costly. Therefore, if you have a high or a low tag to reader ratio, then the active system may actually be less costly, a lower total cost of ownership than the passive system. You'll have to price that out yourselves. The configuration in CenTrak Omni, so we're going to add an Impinj antenna and then add readers. I'm sorry, you're going to add an Impinj reader and then add various antennas and associate that antenna with the reader. In the reader, you're going to set the IP address. In the antenna, you're going to define which reader it's associated with, the antenna number, and optionally you can set the transmission power of that particular antenna. And that would send the command to the Impinj reader. Once you do that, you can do location alerts, you can define PAR levels, and you can have a look at the tracking video to see a little bit more about that. You can get the alert notifications on your mobile using the OmniGo application. And you get all sorts of hierarchies of maps that you can drill down and also define areas within your facility so that you can set PAR levels at any level of the hierarchy, so per building, per ward, etc. So that's in short, the presentation, I'll now show you how to define these objects within the CenTrak Omni system. So here we are in the EV2 client to CenTrak Omni. As you can see, we've got some Elpas objects defined here, and that means that you can use both the passive and the active together in the same site. So some of your tags, you might want active tags for people tagging, for example, and perhaps the passive for assets, etc. You can mix and match. So I'm going to add first the Impinj reader. And in the Impinj reader, I'm going to set the IP address. That's all that's needed for the reader. We can give it a name, of course. First floor Impinj reader. And then we're going to add antennas. And we're going to associate the antenna with that reader, give it a number. Let's say it'll be the first antenna for that reader. And if you want to, you can enter in the transmission power. That we're going to give it a name such as exit 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can place this on a map if you'd like. Now we're going to go to our badges. And we're going to add by type, and you select the proximity badge. This is going to allow us to enter in tags with long IDs. And we can use the button press option and then present the passive element to a reader, to an Impinj reader, and then the ID would pop up here. Alternatively, you can key in the ID. I don't at the moment have a physical reader attached, but that's how you would enroll a badge. You could do that as well in the web client. Once you've got the badges in, then yeah, again, you can rename the badges, track them, see them on the maps, and alert on them. So that's it for today. See you in the next video. Thank you.